What's up, guys? Obviously, dealing with reptiles, this video had to be done. It's not really a topic that none of us like to talk about. And with the lack of videos for the best way to prevent and treat, I figured I'd get on here and talk about them. Snake mites or reptile mites. I can't tell you what they're actually called, but when you deal with reptiles, you have the risk of either getting mites, whether you had your animal for a long time and they just popped up out of nowhere, or you just ordered a snake and it came to you with mites. It happens. I don't care who you are, I don't care how big you are, I don't care how small you are, you're going to run into a mite problem, whether it be a couple mites or an infestation. However, I'm going to go over what I do to either treat or prevent mites. Now, if you're treating mites, this is the stuff that I recommend. Reptile Spray. This little thing, I believe it was $13. Now, honestly, I didn't pay for this spray bottle because I had actually rescued a blue iguana from Petco, covered in mites. Told them we got to do something about that, and they gave me this. So this stuff is the best to that I've used anyways to kill mites. Spray it on the animal, spray the enclosure down. You can do it every 3 days if you see a constant problem. Now, obviously, with so many animals, this bottle right here is not going to last me, or it's not going to last anybody with the amount of animals that I have. Thankfully, they make a gallon-sized jug. Now, this, I believe it was 50-something or 60-some dollars for a gallon of it. Obviously, you just pour it in as needed. That's already halfway gone. So, yeah, that's what I use to kill it. To prevent with this, it's really not that great because it doesn't stay working or active in the long run. For an excess amount of days, it's like less than 3 days is the active time on it. So prevention is not its stronghold. Sevin Dust. Make sure it's 5%. This stuff you can use as mite killer and also prevention. So to use it for a killer, make sure you do a good thick layer, not super thick like an inch thick or nothing like that, but do a thick layer to cover the whole bin. We'll say this right here, cover the whole floor of the toe. You're going to put your snake on that, and you're going to let your snake crawl around for a little bit. Now that should help kill your mites. Prevention. So I just recently went from aspen, in all of my snake enclosures anyways, I went from aspen to cypress. Cypress mulch is just better. It looks good, holds humidity, everything. So what I did, sprinkle some of this on the bottom of each enclosure through the bedding on top. Now you can sprinkle this on top if you want to. You can sprinkle it up into a bucket, stir it up with that, and then pour it in just like that if you wanted to. It's really up to you. But good for prevention. I like it on the bottom so it stays pretty on top, obviously. Does not bother the snakes. You can also sprinkle down your mice or rats. Keep them in a bin if you wanted to. Do the same thing, like I said, with the snakes. Same thing with anything, really. You want to put it on the bottom. Well, like I said, that's how I do it. Put it on the bottom of the substrate. Call it a day. Don't worry about it. Now, obviously, this only lasts for, I don't even know. I don't even really know how long it'll last for prevention. But once you see mites, if you see mites using these methods, the prevention and the killing, if you see mites again, then obviously there's something there that you got to worry about. or not so much something there you got to worry about. You just got to renew your treatment. Not too bad. I got a 3-pack of this right here, 5% for $13 at Walmart. I'd rather do that than lose snakes. Now, the mites themselves are not going to hurt your snake, or sorry, not going to kill your snake, but they're like fleas to a dog or a cat. They're going to drain the blood from your animal. They're going to weaken the immune system by doing such. You know, it's just, it's a hassle. It's a problem that you don't need to deal with. Call it a day. Again, Reptile Spray, as generic as that sounds, Reptile Spray and Sevin Dust. Obviously, you can pour some of this Reptile Spray in a bucket in their soak. Call it a day like that. I like to spray them down. Leave them like that for at least 24 hours and then soak them. Gets it off of their skin. But that's going to be that, guys. I apologize for talking your ear off. Had to be done. Had to go over it. Had to explain. However, that's my last video right there. Y'all should really go check that out. YouTube thinks that video right there is best for you. I don't know what that's all about. Make sure you hit that little button right there and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Alright, guys. Take care.